Hello and welcome back to
the Zak
and Buzz
Review.
Dun, 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 dun,
They're taking the elves to Isengard. No, not in this one.
We're not there yet.
No,
We're not there
we
yet.
are on episode
4 of the Rings of Power Season 2.
What's it called, Zak? What's it called?
Eldest.
Eldest. I wonder why.
I wonder why, yes.
I'm Tom Bombadillo, a very jolly fellow.
So fans have been calling out for Tom Bombadil to appear within the series.
Some people were seeing these
so long
images and thinking it was Radagast the Brown.
Well, that was the thing I thought when we did our first review of this particular season. I thought, brown beard, brown hat, it's got to be
that's the thing.
But no, Tom Bombadil.
Tom Bombadil.
Confirmed. Huzzah.
As you know, me being a dwarf in the Mines of Moria.
He is.
Unfortunately, I can't give you any background stuff because I have to sign NDAs, you see. So
yes.
I know these things.
You can tell us up to the point
only
of
when
release.
It's been revealed. Exactly.
Exactly.
It's like, for example, Ents.
Ents.
You see?
Yes.
I knew the Ents were going to be in it.
They were definitely going to be in it, weren't they?
I saw bits of Ents and all sorts. So it's all good fun. But we'll come back to the Ents.
Okay, where should we start?
Well, okay. Let's start with Tom Bombadil.
Bombadil. Yes.
Yeah, he's a great character. Missing from Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, with certain references from Treebeard to kind of like do a little homage to him. I understand the issue with Tom Bombadil when you're making a movie, because when you're making a movie, you got a lot of money.
Yep.
And you got to spend it, and you're only going to get people in the movie theatres for so long, and you've got to say, well, how on earth do we fit everything in? And you have to cut corners and things, and yeah, people love-hate relationship with Peter Jackson's one. We love Peter Jackson's. It's all, that's the thing, it's all a representation of Tolkien. If you want Tolkien, go read it.
Yep.
Everything else is a bonus representation. Whether you like it or you don't it is what it is. So with Tom Bombadil's character, what I was going to say, well, with his character, they decided to dodge it in the movie, but thankfully they've put him in now.
Yes. And
obviously he's the eldest being, that's why it's called Eldest. He's the eldest being in Middle-earth. It was an entity that basically came into existence, the birth of the world, and he's a very mysterious character. So much so,
quite jolly chap though.
So you're a very jolly chap. I think, you see, only Tolkien at the end of the day really knows why he wrote Tom Bombadil into it.
Yeah.
Lots of people love to spend oodles of time arguing, speculating about Tom Bombadil, whether he's a good character. Other people say, "Oh, I wasted time. Why was he in it?" Tolkien put him in there for a reason. He's meant to, kind of, from my perspective, you say he's a very jolly fellow. He embodies everything good in the world, you know, without anything bad, without any evil, without anything. It's good, but
he just lets the world pass him by.
But I think the best thing to do with Tom Bombadil in general is just to accept the character, and you don't have to delve in and dig around, try to answer
these questions. Because these things are answered very clearly when you read the books. At the beginning, it's very much, these aren't representations of anything in the real world. This is a story.
It's a story.
This is for fun.
So you can argue it, but I think with Tom Bombadil's character, you just got to let that character explain itself.
Anyway, so in the realm of the Rings of Power, the stranger, who is obviously Gandalf,
we know that.
stumbles. Well, people keep saying he could be a blue wizard, and I disagree with that.
We're looking for a Gand.
Grand elf?
Yeah, well, to be fair, in Old Norse, Gandalf means staff elf.
Well, yeah, then.
Okay. Oh, I need the horn for that. Where is it?
There's the horn. I've got the horn. It's the wrong show, but you can do it anyway.
I can do it anyway. So the little factoid, in Old Norse, Gandalf means staff elf.
Yes.
And I think and I may be wrong, so you can correct me on this, but in Tolkien's works, where he uses the term Gandalf in his elvish writing and everything else, in his world, it means staff man.
Are you a bit of a Lord of the Rings nerd? I think you are.
To a certain point. But it means staff man. So man with staff, a staff being a Gand. It's Gandalf! Gandalf!
The stranger has obviously found
Tom
Bombadil. He's been...
While he's looking for Nori
and Poppy, who's obviously got tornadoed away.
Yes.
They themselves are still being pursued by the masked people, who are obviously searching for them on the behest of the Dark Wizard character.
Who people are now speculating he's a blue wizard.
Yeah,
we'll find out.
We'll find out as due course. I mean, some people are saying he's Saruman.
Gandalf the Fool.
Yeah, I kind of see that he looked good. He's got that look, but then you could argue most wizards kind of look like that.
Okay. So they find the Sturs.
The Sturs, that's it.
Which is adding a bit of mythology in here. It seems that the Sturs are the original ones
from where
the wandering Harfoots came from.
Because they wandered off to try and find, and I can't think of the name of the place they were looking for, but
it was like a paradise.
Ultimately, we assume that's what will become the Shire.
Yeah.
Centuries and centuries down the line.
Mm-hmm.
Again,
but obviously,
this place of
the
bounty.
Harfoots just keep wandering because they forgot what they're searching for.
Exactly.
And that's kind of like, oh.
They just.
That's what they do.
They wander because that's what they do. Mm-hmm. But anyway, they found probably originally where they've set out from, and so they've been taken prisoner.
Yes.
By them. But we need to get back to Tom Bombadil.
So
Tom Bombadil is doing a bit of magic. Just uses the Force, you know, and Gandalf, the stranger, wants to. Can you teach me?
Yeah.
You know, whether he does or he doesn't, I have no idea.
Time will tell whether or not you are worthy, type of deal.
But he did go up and he found Old Man Ironwood.
And got eaten.
Eat earth, dig deep, drink water.
Yeah, which was very much like Old Man Willow.
Yeah.
I think with that particular prop, because it looked like it was a built prop, obviously, the tree, it looked like they'd stuck olive branches on it. So I don't know whether it was meant to be an olive tree, but they are out in the sort of desert dry lands, I suppose.
Anyway, so what else is going on in the world of Middle-earth?
Ooh, right, well,
Where should we go? Are we going elves, or are we going to go Isildur stuff?
Well, one thing that isn't happening, no dwarves this week.
No dwarves?
No dwarves this week. Okay, so no appearances of me, by the way.
Come on, anyway, you can get in another episode, I'm sure you can.
We shall see. But yeah, so Isildur, he finds his horse.
Yeah, and he's searching for that elf kid, whatever his name. He's been kidnapped by Ents, okay?
Yes.
And the person who we think is going to be bad kind of ends up being a bit good. The person with the brand.
The girl who tried to hide her brand.
Yeah.
Which they found that she got a brand.
Yeah. We think she's going to escape, but no, she actually goes and helps them from this giant wormy thing.
Oh, I see it in the mud.
And the elf with the green man on it is called Arondir.
Yeah, Arondir was quite funny because he said, "At least we found dinner." So it was quite fun. But he was nice. I like his character. He wears the green man, and he's obviously he's calming the Ents down, and he's got an affinity with everything sort of nature like it. I like his character.
Yeah,
you know?
And they do save the kid from the Ents.
But I've got to say, I wasn't really keen on the Ents.
The Ents are going to war.
Because I don't think they were presented as well as they certainly were in Peter Jackson's.
They look good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously...
They looked good, but it was the voices.
Yeah,
it was the voices.
That's where I was going to go. You see, you got the petal, you kept finding petals everywhere, and obviously it's coming off the tree that is the female Ent. Or,
the lady Ent.
Or is it an Ent wife? But they just had normal people's voices.
Yeah.
At least when you had Peter Jackson doing Treebeard, it was all, where are you from, Brum? And he kept putting those rums and stuff into making him sort of sound like an old oak tree.
Instead of just sounding normal.
Well, what are you doing? Have you taken axe to wood and everything? And there's
Stop cutting us down, you naughty people.
Which was quite funny. So, she's accused him, have you ever taken axe to wood? And he's like, well, and meanwhile there's a fire going in the background where they're burning wood, and he's got a load of wooden arrows, and he's got a wooden bow, and you're going, I think there's clues there, really.
Oh dear.
I think he's had a few whittling sessions with wood, but anyway, he manages to calm the Ents down.
Yep.
Not impressed with the voices. Sort it out.
Sort it out, please.
Amazon, sort it out. The voices for the Ents.
To be honest, not going to lie, unless they come back for like a big battle at the end, I think it's going to be shoehorned in.
Well, that was the thing when we did a previous review and the big troll turned up. There was something in that I couldn't put my finger on. They were talking about, and it was because Adar did mention that he was killer of stone giants.
Right.
Stone giants. So I'm thinking you're going to have something like the Ents to take him on, aren't you?
Yeah.
You know, because otherwise Adar has got the big guys. You need some opposite big guys, don't
Yes,
you?
if you want to know why we're doing, watch the previous reviews.
Just don't say the word Adar.
Okay.
Anyway,
That's hilarious.
so we've got the Ents, so that dealt with.
Elves, they're on their
the
way.
boy back.
They're on their way to Celebrimbor's place.
Yes, and for some bizarre reason, they come across where their messages haven't been getting through because the messengers have been killed.
Yes, and we kind of speculated as to who could have been doing
Yeah, because we saw the chains dragging them away. But this was the thing, you kind of think that seeing that the elves are moving backwards and forwards, regular basis from these two places, that they'd have a normal route to take. Why are they disappearing through some, wayward way through a forest and coming across
the Barrow Wights.
the Barrow Wights in the Barrows? I don't think these are the same Barrow Wights that are featured in The Hobbit, because this is
the book. We don't we don't actually see them in the movies at all.
No, we don't. But the point is, in the Hobbit, when the hobbits are captured after leaving Tom Bombadil, they're captured by the.
Don't mean Lord of the Rings. Yes.
Yes, I am talking Lord of the Rings. When they get captured by the Barrow Wights, then we are nowhere near. We are nearer, shall I say, to the Shire than we are to anywhere else in Middle Earth. And if that was the same Barrows, that would plonk the Shire literally right there in the future.
Yeah, but it's
right
not.
close to the sea and everything, which it's not. So can't be the same Barrows. But we see the Barrow Wights, and that was an interesting. What do you think of the
design?
The design. They were kind of a mixture between the Army of the Dead from Lord of the Rings, but more physical. Yeah. But also a little bit like whatchamacallit.
What is this?
What's it? Cenobites with the chains.
Yeah, okay, a bit Cenobite-y with the chains, a bit Pinhead-like.
Bit Pinhead,
very Hellraiser-esque, but without the gore. Shucks. I thought they were alright.
Yeah, I quite liked it.
However, other than for the sake of them being attacked by something, they didn't really serve much purpose.
Well,
other than to be a bit showy, I think.
It explained why the messages hadn't gone through.
Because it didn't necessarily say they were rising from the dead at the behest of Sauron or anything.
No, but
they were very much kind of like their own thing, and then they were dealt with by the using of their own swords and things to put them back in the ground.
I don't think they, even in the Lord of the Rings, I don't think they really were anything to do with Sauron in anything more than they are just an evil entity that inhabits these ancient burial grounds. True. But I kind of, everybody, this is the thing, when you read a book, you imagine it in a certain way in your head. Yeah. And then you could watch a movie or a TV show and find that it's been interpreted in a completely different way, which doesn't suit the way you've imagined
about it.
Or it can be the same or similar to how you imagine it.
Or even better.
The way I always felt with the Barrow Wights is they were kind of more of a spirit creature, more kind of in a veil of white.
The way is shut.
Because the hobbits ended up falling asleep, and then they were taken off to the barrows and wrapped up in death shrouds, and so it was kind of misty, and you felt these were kind of a little bit more like
physical.
I know we've got the Witch King behind us as a ghost king, but a bit more physical than I would have imagined.
Definitely,
I didn't see the Barrow Wights in being things that would fight. They would more subdue their victims by cloaking them with this mist and then whispering in their heads and
driving them mad.
just making them fall
That's
asleep.
quite a cool
Just making them
thing.
fall asleep.
But
yeah.
I mean, I suppose for a big kind of, you want it to be very action heavy.
Yeah,
I
you got to have
suppose.
some action in there. So yeah, that's not right. I thought they were.
I thought it was nice for what it was. It was nice to throw them in there.
It was a good interpretation.
But I again, a bit kind of on the edge about the Ents, whether or not they're going to come back. But I definitely don't think the Sparrow Whites are going to come back.
So I think you used the term you felt they were kind of shoehorned in there.
Shoehorned in, yeah. Which isn't a bad thing. I'd like to see it. It was unexpected. I didn't expect to see them.
Well, it's nice to see.
But it's nice.
It's nice
And I
to
saw them,
see
it's
something
great.
out of Lord of the Rings
Exactly.
that we haven't seen
Of course.
before.
Of course.
We
Of
haven't seen
course.
before. So yeah, so overall, the whole kind of episode, I kind of felt it was a bit kind of bitty.
Bitty, yeah.
Bit-
Again, it's very much one of those things are happening, but they're getting further along to what they're going to get to. I don't know. But obviously, at the end, we had Galadriel.
Yep.
She's given the ring to Elrond to escape with the surviving elves from their elfie party. But she gets captured by...
Dun, dun, dun. Oh, did I miss it? You didn't say the word.
Well, I was going to do the thing and then say Adar.
Oh, go on.
Adar! She got captured by Adar.
You don't ever want to be captured by Adar.
And that's where the episode ends. She gets captured by the new Adar. Well,
Missed it then.
okay. Anyway,
Anyway.
so that's where it ends.
Okay.
Nice. I think that was a nice cliffhanger.
Yeah. I like a cliffhanger in an episode. So I mean, we got a lot into it. I think they crammed.
It was
a lot
enjoyable. I didn't find myself getting bored at any point, which is really good.
I did notice Tom Bombadil does wear yellow boots and he has got a blue outfit hanging up on a peg. And I think there are a few photos zipping around the internet with him actually wearing his blue outfit. So
That's pretty cool.
Tom Bombadil.
I think you don't see like a
Bombadillo.
cloaky type thing in like his house.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
hanging on the wall. So yeah, it's a very jolly fellow.
So, where would you rate this out of 10?
Again, I enjoyed it. Thought it was a little bit staggered. I didn't like the Ents as well as I wished so, and it was the voices. Sorry, it was the voices. I'm going to give it a 7.
Interesting, because I was
I
gonna,
almost went 6.
I was going to go for 8.
Right, okay.
Because yes, I get what you say about it being a bit bitty, but I still enjoyed a hell of a lot of it.
Oh no, I did enjoy it, but I just felt that maybe it tried too much in one episode. In lots of different bits.
Okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah, the shoehorn and the Barrow Whites in there.
I think, in that being said, perhaps the Ents being in one episode and the Barrow Whites being in another
episode,
that probably would have been a
balance.
better balance.
Yeah, I mean, I really couldn't do the voice, especially of the lady Ent. It was just like a voice actor was just talking. It's like you haven't made no effort to make this voice seem tree-ish,
Enty.
and that's what you need. You need to make Ents be Enty. They need to be tree-ish.
Yeah.
Not just somebody talking, you know.
But this all seems to be gearing up to a massive battle at Celebrimbor's place, doesn't it?
Yes, it certainly does. So
the orcs are very like, we're gonna get Sauron.
Yeah, well, what's going to happen in this following episode?
I don't know.
But I think we're going to be ending up back in
Numenor
and in Moria.
Yeah, Numenor and Moria.
Yeah, because we've dodged Numenor this week and we haven't seen anything of the dwarves, so we shall see. Anyway, so that's our rating, and do you know, I'm feeling a little bit parched.
You feeling parched?
I am, and I actually did get a nice coffee earlier.
You did?
And I did.
Who's it from?
And I'd like to thank Dave.
Thanks, Dave.
Dave, my man.
You're a legend.
You're a legend. You bought us a coffee.
Thank you
and
so much.
That helps us create.
And if you want to help us support the channel, much like Dave, please find all the links in the description below to buy us a coffee.
2 thumbs up, Dave.
Well, actually 4.
4 thumbs.
4 thumbs up.
There you go.
How many thumbs up can you get?
Just don't say Adar.
Okay. If you enjoyed this review, please like and subscribe to this channel and comment below any suggestions or further reviews you'd like to see.
See you in the next one, guys.